to debate capitalism here, but instead in a practical way to argue for the changing role that business must play to continue to earn its license to operate. We say simply that profits should come not from creating the world's problems, but from solving them. We wanted to make a book that is light on the why, as most of us are convinced of the direction of travel needed, and instead focuses on the how, where more of us struggle. The task is indeed difficult and complex, with many of the challenges outside of our own control. Sometimes it feels overwhelming. But for those of us in a position of responsibility, we know that denial, blaming others, or running away from it is not where the answers lie. Above all, it requires a different kind of leadership, with courage being an important part of that. Courage to assume responsibility for your total societal impact, well beyond your own operations. Courage to set the higher ambitions you know are needed, even if you don't have all the answers. Courage to embrace the broader partnerships needed to drive the wider system changes. Courage comes from the French word cœur, which means heart. Indeed, in a business and policy world increasingly dictated by spreadsheets, computers, and fast trading, it's about bringing back the human element missing in so many places. As businesses will increasingly compete on trust, compassion and care will play an important role. As Desmond Tutu said once, when asked whether he was optimistic or pessimistic, "I am a prisoner of hope." While the moral case was made a long time ago, we simply cannot wait for the arc of history to bend the right way on its own. Fortunately, the economic case is increasingly attractive as well. As we point out in the book, we might be sitting on the biggest business opportunity ever. As we all try to avoid another pandemic or systems collapse, we are finding more and more that the cost of inaction is becoming significantly higher than the cost of action. Unlike when we started the Unilever journey based on conviction, we now have the economic evidence and incentive. Although the Unilever model has shown its successes and shortcomings over the past 10 years, as extensively discussed in the book, we all realize that we need to move faster and farther. A net positive approach not only prepares you to be competitive today, but more importantly, positions you well to be among the winning companies and industries of the future. Being a leader is a privileged position, and there is nothing more gratifying than leveraging it to serve others and creating a better world for all. After all, the only impossible journey is the one you never begin. April 2021.
From Andrew. At the start of the pandemic in 2020, as we dove into this book, I turned 50 and approached the 20-year mark of working in corporate sustainability. I found myself looking back and assessing my progress in life. On the personal front, my wife and I raised 2 boys, an 18-year-old who was toddling around as I wrote my first book, Green to Gold, and the other born the day it came out 15 years ago. They will judge how well we helped them become compassionate humans who care about the world. On the professional side, it's harder to assess. My mission is to inspire companies to solve our biggest environmental and social challenges, not for philanthropy, but because it's good business. I think about progress at the macro level. In the struggle to move the business world away from short-term profit obsession and toward purposeful long-term value creation, are we winning? Yes and no. The number of companies addressing their environmental and social impacts has been rising fast. No large company seriously questions that sustainability is on the agenda. We won the first battle, but big problems remain. Our economic model, which overuses resources, encourages unfettered consumption, and pours wealth into a few hands, is hurtling us toward a cliff. The global challenges we're trying to solve, climate change in particular, are getting worse. We're not going fast enough. We need companies to go far beyond just cutting some carbon emissions and being less bad. The work must move into positive impact territory. Unfortunately, the number of business leaders who have fully internalized this reality is insignificant. The world needs more courageous leaders, willing to commit their organizations to deep change and serving the world. A colleague once asked me, "Why are there so few Ray Andersons?"